Right, so we're at Specialized checking out Curtis Keene's Enduro 27.5 bike that he's been using to race the Enduro here, but he'll also be using at the EWS. There's a couple of trick bits on Curtis's bike. As you see, there's these Specialized SWAT little tools. Nice little system for tucking away tools on your bike so you don't have to carry them in your pack. Curtis likes to run 780 bars up front, which is, I guess, relatively wide. It is for me anyway. I know downhill guys run up to 800 mil, but that's pretty wide bar, I suppose. Curtis is a big guy, so that suits him. Also, trick little parts like the Crank Brothers mallet downhill pedals. He's got his own name engraved on there. As you see on a lot of pro bikes nowadays, almost everyone runs carbon rims, whatever discipline they ride. So Curtis has got the Roval 27.5. You see the tube taped to the frame. Another little trick the Enduro guys tend to like rather than carrying loads of weight on themselves. Bottle cage, tube, got your tools and a CO2 canister. So Curtis is pushing a 36 tooth chainring up front, which is pretty big. Obviously Curtis is a big strong guy. He's used to riding at fast speed, so he wants that big ring up front. He's paired that with a 1042 11-speed cassette on the back, so he's still got a really big range of gears there. All SRAM as you'd expect. He's got the EXO 11-speed mech on the rear, paired that with an XX1 shifter up front. So Curtis is running the brand new SRAM Guide Ultimate brakes. It's also got big 200mm rotors, so something you normally see on a downhill bike, but I guess big guy, big brakes needed. Coming further back, he's got the one-off RockShox reverb post, which has got 150mm drop, so you've got a massive amount of drop on there, so you can get the seat well out of the way. So Curtis has got a custom rear shock on there. It's a RockShox Vivid Air R2C. That's custom for him. It's a 165mm travel on the back, 160 up front, so it's like a lot of these guys run at the EWS. It's a pretty aggressive trail bike. Slack, big travel, big brakes, almost starting to blur the lines a little bit between a downhill bike and an enduro bike, but obviously super light, something you can ride all day long. So your Enduro 650B 27.5, this is the bike you'll run all year, you think, or do you switch a little bit between bikes?
Might have a new bike for Ireland and Scotland. So other than that, the plan is this bike the rest of the year. It's what I'm used to. It's my go-to bike. So, yeah.
A lot of the EWS rounds are pretty gnarly nowadays. Sort of, pretty tech downhill stages, but also a lot of pedaling. So, you like the more aggressive bikes. Obviously, you see the downhill pedals, pretty big tires, wide bars. That suits your style.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's downhill racing, but multiple stages. So. The bike pedals well, but I want the aggressive geometry so we can just rally the descents, like you said, big tires, bars, wheels, pedals, a top guide, and we actually have a downhill shock in the rear, so yeah.
Relatively large chainring on there, I suppose. 36 is bigger than most, I'd say, and also big rotors, I guess, help you stop.
I have big rotors year round, so I'm kind of heavy, 190-ish, 185, depending on how many burritos I had. So I want the stopping power, and big chainring is good just so you can kind of stay on top of the gears, and it's really not that bad climbing. You kind of get used to it. So,
you've got the Specialized SWAT system with your tools and also your CO2 canister up front. Tube mounted to the bike. Do you carry anything on yourself? Like, do you wear a pack?
I never wear a pack, but I do wear the Specialized SWAT vests at some races. I did in New Zealand, and within that, I carry a derailleur cable, food, of course, and then a few other random things. So, but most of the stuff is on the bike, the tube, like you said, all that stuff. So it's kind of there.
Would you say you're fussy with bike setup? Do you give your mechanic a hard time in the races, or is it?
I like to give Patty a hard time all the time. I'm pretty fussy about two things. My brakes, they're really out there, super quick, and then my fork. I just don't like my fork bottoming out or diving. So other than that, pretty easy.
So here's Curtis Keene's Enduro bike, pro bike check. If you want to see our other pro bike checks, why don't you click up here for Nino Schurter's Scott Spark, or if you want Mark Beaumont to explain suspension forks to you, click down here. Or you can click on Curtis's bike or me to subscribe to GMBN.